What's up guys, Tobiias here and welcome to, as I all told you in yesterday's video, I'm here with Marcel from EA. If you were to say to everyone your job at EA, what does that involve?
Yeah, my name is Marcel, I'm the producer for Fifa 14 Ultimate Team. Involves everything, like the whole game from A to Z.
So everything that goes into Ultimate Team
has to go through my hands, yeah.
You know it's in the game.
Yeah.
So yesterday I asked you guys if there was anything you could ask Marcel regarding Ultimate Team that's in FIFA 14, what would it be? And I've got a long list of the questions you guys have asked. One of the things everyone absolutely loves, packs. I did mention on my Twitter that I did spy a 500k pack, and there have been a ridiculous number of questions regarding that. What's the deal with 500k packs with FIFA 14?
Yeah, so I mean, you got a special treat yesterday, getting a little bit of an insight. All the packs you saw there is what we have on the servers right now, in terms of what we're trying to play around with. That doesn't mean it's going to be released in 14 at any given point, but we like to keep our options open there. So we have a couple of plans what we want to experiment with.
So we need to keep our fingers crossed that we'll be seeing that 500k pack later in the year. Possibly.
Absolutely. Keep your fingers crossed. Yeah, we'll see.
Awesome. So another major thing that came up yesterday, a lot of people obviously quite annoyed about the single matches not being in FIFA 13. We're glad to see that back in FIFA 14, but what was the main reason as to why they were taken out?
The main reason why it was taken out?
Yeah, they were taken out FIFA 13.
It was kind of based on what FIFA did in the previous year when they introduced seasons. They wanted to make sure that everybody found into seasons and there's enough players within seasons so you can always find a match. So because we introduced FUT system as well last cycle, we wanted to make sure that there's enough players. We were a little bit worried, and we didn't want anybody without a match in seasons. That worked obviously like a treat, that mode is blowing the roof off. So we feel very confident we can put this mode back in, and also based on you guys' reaction, which was pretty much the main driver why we wanted to put it back in. And there was a lot of uproar about this not being there, so it's back and we're happy, hopefully you guys will be happy too.
From what we've heard so far, everyone's absolutely come for it.
Awesome.
So from someone that works behind the scenes, there are a lot of new features in Ultimate Team this year, and everyone knows what they are.
Yeah.
What is your most exciting, if you could pinpoint one feature that you're excited to see in FIFA 14, what would it be?
Well, it's definitely there's the two blockbuster features we put in, the Legends that are on Xbox. That is probably my favorite feature as a football fan, because I can't wait to combine those players if I ever get one.
Fingers crossed.
With the greats of the past with the goods of the present. That's awesome. And obviously chemistry styles, just the sheer variety it gives you, and having the same starting 11 feeling and playing different based on the chemistry styles, I think it's going to be amazing.
So you just mentioned the Legend cards which are coming out. It hasn't been a release date yet because they're for Xbox One, so we're waiting on the release date from Xbox One. A lot of my viewers yesterday were PlayStation users.
Yes. So
you can imagine what the comments were like. Is there any chance that they're sometime in the future will be ever making appearance on PlayStation?
Well, for this year we're talking about that it's Xbox only, and for this season it's going to remain like that for sure. I'm not even sure what's going to happen in the future after the cycle, but we'll see.
And speaking on those players as well, how rare? Because obviously the players everyone wants on the team this year, now they say Ibrahimovic. On the scale of those two, the team of the seasons, team of the years, how rare will these legend players be?
I think most of the legends are going to be in the same kind of range as those super rare guys. But the top legends are probably going to be in the rarer, so they're going to be really chase items you want to find. If someone has one, that's a jackpot. The only other cool thing I would mention is that we're planning right now to highlight a legend of it. So once Xbox One goes live, we'll highlight the player, and as you know, there is the happy hours that we have in the past. It's going to be a legend happy week every week. So where there's a specific legend we'll pick and focus on and have some good pieces around it. And those ones are going to be more like packs for that one.
That's awesome. Another thing that was brought up quite a lot last night, personally I didn't actually notice it, but in FIFA 12, one of the default packs was a 15k pack. FIFA 13 it dropped down to 7,500. What was the reasoning as to half of the maximum default pack you could get? You can only get the 15k packs in FIFA 13 during happy hours.
I can barely remember what happened last week. You guys last year. That's pretty cool. I don't know the details what the thought behind it was, but I mean in general we have a bunch of smart guys looking at the economy of the game and deciding those kind of things. So I'm pretty sure they had their reasons.
Yeah, for sure. So we've been given the players that are coming out in the legend cards which we're going to be seeing. Will there be any new introductions of those players? Will there be any new ones added in later on in the year, or are the players we've got now the legend cards?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Right now we focused on the ones that we had signed up for sure. Those are the approximately 40 guys. They'll have a unique look in the game that you've seen exclusively throughout the week. The white with the golden writing. So they're going to stand out. There's going to be a bio for each of them. There's going to be some special speech for most of them. We're going to see the name with the claim to fame. So we focus really on the ones that we had locked out. If the feature takes off and people love it as much as we think they will, there's nothing that says we can't release the additional ones.
Awesome. So chemistry styles are new to FIFA 14 this year. Something that I don't actually know myself. Did they run out? Do they have like
the contracts. Yeah. They're different in contracts and consumables, the training consumables that last for a game. They'll be there as long as you replace them with another chemistry style. So at any point, every player will have a chemistry style, starting with basic, and then you can assign whatever you feel you want to mold the player into. And that will remain there until you add a new one to change it.
If you were to send the player with a chemistry style on to the trade pond selling, would it be sold with that one or with the one that you've already got right to?
Yeah, you will sell in the state that you have them. So as in the years before we had a specific formation that was more sought after, like I would fetch a little bit more in transfer market. Now with the chemistry styles, if you apply the one that is more sought after, you probably can make a little bit more transfer market.
When it comes to trade offers, it used to be back in the day that you could trade offer to anyone, and then to help with security and stuff, that got limited down to friends only.
Yeah.
Is it still going to remain to friends only when FIFA 14 comes out? Or?
Yeah, it will still be the same. As you said, it's a security reason. Yeah. I think it worked pretty well. You still could trade with people that you legitimately wanted to trade with. There was discussion about taking a feature out. We totally didn't want to do that because we know that there's some guys that want to exchange things between themselves in a legitimate way. So for them, we left the feature in there.
A lot of questions yesterday did come up about, I know this is like a long shot, it's kind of like a broad question, but a spectate mode to come into FIFA in general, even an Ultimate Team. Has it ever been discussed at EA to watch your friends play without having an influence on the game?
Yeah, it comes up a lot. It is normally there's technical reasons why we don't do, or it's just still not high enough on the priority list, but it's always discussed for the year, and maybe the next generation console will give us enough power and an easy implementation to get that done. Definitely it's been discussed a lot of times at the office.
That's awesome. So yesterday when I was playing with Calfreezy, you told me that the consumable pile size limit doesn't exist. There is no limit. You can have whatever you want in it, because I believe, well, I know from experience, I was always getting frustrated when I was having to prioritise some things over others. That is now unlimited now. Trade pile, is that the same case for that, or will that be limited to 30, which I believe it was in FIFA 14?
Yeah. Trade pile is a little bit limited.
Yep.
You can buy the extensions via the ESFC catalog as well. It was the same as in, and I think we upped that size to 100. I will double check, but via the ESFC you can buy the increase of the trade pile. For the consumables you mentioned, it annoyed us as well. So we're always trying every year to remove the things that annoy us and you guys. So one of the things was the consumable one, so now it's unlimited. No more scrolling through the tabs and applying things to make room for new ones, so you can keep getting new packs and finding exciting stuff. So yeah, that's gone.
Another extremely popular question coming up in the comments yesterday was the web app. I believe this morning, I haven't actually been on myself, but I've heard from Bates and EA tweeted the 15th. Yeah. Is that the date when it comes out? And
that's what we're hoping right now, and we thought it's a good time because you guys can spread the word, and we put a little banner in the build you actually see in the behind closed doors area. So yeah, the 15th didn't know what we're gunning for.
And the last and final question, are there any other rewards for winning divisions except coins? Is it exclusively to coins as it is in FIFA 13? Or will there be any other rewards, for example, win division when you get a pack? Or?
Coins is the grease that keeps all the team going, so that's what most people want. But as with tournaments, we can give away specific players even, or packs as well. We have that same functionality available for seasons. So we're shooting that stuff right now, and if you guys tell us that you want to see specific packs added or players added to division rewards as well, that's something we can do.
That's all my questions for today. Thank you ever so much for answering the questions from the community. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have them, please do leave a like. If there are any more questions that you would like to be answered, then let me know in the comments and I'll try and get them answered for you. But that's all for this video. Thank you ever so much. And until the next one, I'll be speaking to you guys later. Take care.